Hello everybody. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this tiny little car doing in my driveway? Well, this is my 2005 Mini Cooper Sport, produced by Mini, or aka BMW. At the time it was Range Rover, but that's a different story. Basically, these cars were produced, at least the R53 versions, they were produced from 2002 to 2006, aka the first gen Minis. Technically, the real first gens are like the ones that came out in like the 60s and 50s and stuff. But today I thought I'd just give you an overview, a review if you will, about this car. I've owned it for about a year or so. It has a 6-speed manual, little supercharged engines, but the Mini brand has exploded over the years. They're making a lot of new cars now, mostly electric, but I gotta hand it to them. They cooked a little bit with this one. But Mini, it's not the kind of car you brag about. It's the kind of car that you would walk up to a girl and you're talking and you say, "Hey, I got a 2-door sports car back at my place." This is usually what it is. Anyway, let's get into the specs. So, this little guy is a 1.6 liter inline 4 that came out of a Dodge Neon. What do I mean by that? Well, this block was developed by Chrysler probably in the 90s, and they're manufactured in Brazil. And instead of, BMW trying to engineer their own engine, which, let's be honest, would probably be less reliable than this one is now, they decided to put this little 1.6 in, and they were like, "Oh man, we gotta make a sport model. What do we do to make it faster?" Turbos were so common then, and the Mini was supposed to be something cool and fun, and so they were like, "Okay, let's put a supercharger on it." So they hit up Eaton. They're like, "Yo, we need a little supercharger for this car," and they're like, "All right, bet, I got you." So it has a little dinky little thing, and it sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a little Hellcat. So I'll turn it on and I'll show you guys. Mind the belt squeak though. The Chinese alternator story would have to be for a different time, maybe towards the end of the video, but I'll start it up now. So yeah, as you can hear, it's basically a Hellcat. Like I said, stock they push around 168 horsepower stock, which isn't a lot, but the torque numbers were around 162 due to the supercharger. Obviously, I have a smaller pulley on this. It's a 15% pulley. It probably pushes around 190 now with the intake and the other little mods here and there. But this engine is famous for its leaks. Now you're probably thinking, no way, there's no way the leaks could be that bad. I mean, it was only engineered by the Germans and built by the British. Yeah, if you didn't know, BMWs, they're not notoriously reliable. Let's be real. The performance, sure, yeah, okay, they have good performance, whatever. And you could walk up to any first-gen Mini owner, and if they tell you that their car is not leaking oil, they're lying. Every one of these leaks oil. There's not a first-gen Mini on the planet that doesn't have a leaky seal. Which, I replaced the rear main seal and the head and the oil gasket, or oil pan gasket seal, and it's still leaking. But guess from where? So the oil filter housing, you have the engine block, right? And the oil filter housing comes off like a Dixit tube would. It comes off like that, and there's like a rubber gasket that tends to just go bad, and it's really annoying to replace. They're only $20 on Amazon, but the reason why they're so cheap is because the labor is the expensive part. Let's be real. But I'm pretty sure we covered an okay bit on the exterior. I guess we should just focus on the interior for now. So I'll meet you guys inside. So it's not big, and it also looks pretty weird for people who haven't seen the inside of one of these before. I'm standing at about 5'6", so I'm not that tall. I'm about average. Which is what she said. Anyway, yep, just climb in and close the door. That's not closed. We are in the Mini. Now, what is so special about this vehicle? Well, it's small enough. You can put the speedometer right in the center here that you can see. You have your fuel, your temperature, and all the warning lights you could ask for. Like I said, 6-speed manual, all gears, whatever. I have front rally lights on this by Hella rally lights. They're okay. A bad thing about this interior is how plasticky it is. I mean, this stuff, like literally, here, watch. Alright. Yeah. Alright, well, it's plasticky, fake material everywhere. And let's see what it looks like when we light up the dash. And there's a chime, let's start her up. Turn the AC on because it's hot as crap in here. How small it is. 2 sun visors, pretty cool. This one has a sunroof on it. 2 lights here. British quality, you know, you already know what it is. Turn that down because that's probably destroying audio. BMW radio, working CD player. It's pretty great. I mean, controllable mirrors, adjustable cruise control, volume. Oh, right. I forgot. The AC does not work, which is quite unfortunate. But in the morning, the time I'm recording this, it is actually cool outside. But like I said, these are okay cars. The steering wheel's solid. I'm low on power steering fluid because, take a guess, that's also leaking. Now it's okay to rev it at this temperature, right? It's not gonna explode, or it's not gonna throw bearing or rod or anything. Chill that the hell out, right? Yeah, let's just really simple. It really is, and they wanted to make this cheap because they didn't want these cars costing like 30 grand like they do today, because that is just absolutely absurd for a car this small. A little fun fact: this vehicle was actually weighed the heaviest because this chassis was reinforced with magnesium on the sport models only. Magnesium, I think it's lighter than steel and stronger or whatever. I'm not a chemist, or I don't work with steel, but that's that. You got some buttons up here, blinkers. That's to control when you turn the lights on, it glows orange. That's pretty cool. This car is equipped with Xenon headlights. This is not the top trim package, but it's like one below. There is a trim package. In Australia, it is illegal to have this center speedometer, clock, whatever you want to call it. So what they did is they put 2 tacks here, but one of them was a speedometer. So you had a tack and a speedometer, so it's just kind of 2 balls sitting here. You know, not like that, obviously. But so they put the gas gauge, oil pressure, oil temperature, and they put the clock, and I believe warning lights. I'll throw up an image on screen right now. Yeah, there's compartments down here, change holder. Yeah, that's a mess. Let's move on to some other quirks about this car, I guess. I'm not Doug DeMuro. Alright, I'm not trying to be, obviously. I just want to review cars because it's fun. And this is my car. And it's the easiest, but... yeah, okay. Anyway, let's go. Now the interior, it's alright. You really only have room for 2 grown adults. There is actually a lot of leg room in this car. My dad, who is about 6'5", 6'2" or something. He fits great in the passenger seat. Let's move on to the rear. You just push this lever down, gas goes forward. The rear here, nothing to see. You probably fit about 2 infants in here. That's about it. Right now I just, you know, use the rear seats to drive my little brother to school, but that's really it. I mean, like I said, the interior, it's okay. You know, we got sunroofs. That's cool. Antenna, whatever. You know, typical car stuff. You even got seatbelts. Look at that. Anyway, now a really surprising thing about this vehicle, not a lot of people know, but on the sport models, we get down low here, they use an insane amount of camber on the rear wheels. And well, my tires, they aren't enjoying it very much. The insides of them, I need new ones. I can find more on Facebook Marketplace. It's whatever, easy. Has a cool little scoop here. It is actually functional. I don't know if you can see the little intercooler in there, but oh, pro tip: if your badge is ever chipping or anything, just take some Sharpie and color it in. Looks great. Looks great on camera, at least. Glad my phone's crappy enough. Oh, right. Hexion headlights, pretty sick. Front little lights out there. These are 17-inch rims, maybe 16, I forgot. We got drilled rotors that I put in and ceramic brake pads, which I recommend. These wheels will get filthy dirty, absolute disgusting if you have just really cheap brake pads. And I don't know, I like to see my car clean. Obviously it's a little bit dirty, but it's whatever, man. Okay, we got some, these are actually functional. They help heat escape, which is really important on these vehicles. Again, rear extreme rear camber. Cooper S, awesome. A thing with these cars, what I hate, these taillights, the seals fail on them and they fog up. I'm just kind of going quick here. These wear out quickly, especially if you drive on the highway due to all the dirt that scrapes on them. Mine runs a little bit rich, but that's fine. Cool little gas cap here. This actually locks whenever you lock the car. So here, my key fob does not work, obviously. You know, what can you get? So yeah, it's locked right now. And here, can you see it? That little, this thing, that is a pin that just goes right in there. All right. Yeah, it's pretty fun little car. Now, please don't let what I say scare you away of purchasing one of these, because they are good fun. Just a little bit of mods out of the name of reliability can help these cars really push it. They can, I've seen go up to some go up to 200,000 miles and they run fine. Like I said, there are downsides to these vehicles, like the leaking problems, and more likely or not, you're gonna have to pay quite a bit of money for parts because they are European. But if you want something just light, manual, fast, fun on curved roads, these cars are excellent. They are great handling. And they actually share some components with the BMW 3 Series, I think it is. Like suspension-wise, at least, like geometry. They have full brake discs, all around disc brakes, whatever you want to call them. I recommend replacing those when you first get them, because usually these cars end up in people who don't know anything about them, which necessarily is not good for their age. While, I mean, yeah, they will run for a long time. You really got to keep maintenance with these guys. They are good vehicles, okay? I don't want you to think they aren't. But we said enough. We've experienced what these cars are like. We talked about them. Let's go drive it. Let's go drive it. Casper is enjoying the show. It's my bearded dragon, Casper. Alright, anyway, let's go for a drive. Well, now we're in here. I say let's go for a tiny drive. A thing I forgot to mention about these, or some engine spec wise, is the fact that, well, the stock superchargers push around. Where's your seatbelt, guys? I'm gonna die. They're not the safest cars. They are small, obviously, which has its downsides. But yeah, anyway, stock, the supercharger makes around 9 pounds of boost, 9.5. But you can go further with this by installing a 15%, 16%, 17% supercharger pulley. You can push them up to, I think, like 12 pounds of boost, maybe, which is quite a lot for this little guy, if I do say so myself. People are staring at me. That's fun. Anyway, like I said, these are fun. The transmissions feel great. I did have to replace the clutch only once. That was because my rear main seal actually failed, so that's cool. Hi everybody, just filming a weird YouTube video for my car. Alright, well, anyway, it's a good time, let me tell you. These cars handle excellently, they accelerate pretty decently. My current tripod setup, it's kind of jank, I just have it on a floorboard right now, and I duct taped one leg to the wheel well. Alright, somebody's coming. Oh, hold on. Whoa. Another little fact about this car, or minis, is the sports suspension is like 30% stiffer than the stock ones. And obviously for sportiness, but that made these cars pretty bad city-wise, especially around potholes. It is really stiff suspension, which of course you're gonna have to sacrifice comfort for performance, just like on really any performance vehicle. Greater red light. We'll see how much storage my phone has left. It's all this crap in here. Oh, there goes another Mini. Well, another thing I don't see, apparently, so these cars, they don't hold their value very well, mostly because of their reliability standpoint, but their manual transmissions go for about $7 grand on the market today, which is probably more than the entire car is worth. So it's kind of like, okay, I can sell my car, but I'm not going to get enough money out of it, or I could part it out, but then once you part it out, you're risking destroying it and taking it apart and maybe selling a few engine components off of it for a few bucks. So it's kind of just like a infinite loop, if you will. But the bell squeak is bad. It is bad. Okay, people are looking. It's alright, I'm a guy doing a car review for the name of science. But dude, they're fun, I will say. They handle great. My dream is to take this car up to the mountains after I put new tires on it and rip around on the Georgia curvy roads. I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for that. Jimmy Buffett, or any team, rest in peace, man. Freaking love you, Jimmy Buffett. You're a great guy. Or you were a great guy. I actually, I had to race down to Key West at 7 p.m. I live in Central Florida. What the hell is that? It's like, let me go. Oh, speaking of, there's a Dodge Neon in front of me. Little does that guy know, we have the same engine. Except mine's supercharged. His is probably turbo. Knowing Dodge Neon owners. Anyway, case said, this car really is quite fun. They handle handle great. They're good commuters. They get around, well, mine gets around 20, maybe 30 miles per gallon in city, and probably about like 34 highway. That's because with my smaller pulley, it's forcing the supercharger to kind of work overtime a little bit, and it's causing it to spin faster at lower RPMs, pushing more air into the engine. Now, with these ECUs, sometimes the computer will take that and just completely advance the timing to preserve the engine life, which that's fine, but I recommend getting a tune if you do get a pulley, because you definitely don't want to wear out your engine that quickly. I don't have a tune on it currently because I did the pulley recently, and it adds some power. I'd say it does. But yeah, dude, this is my first, I guess, car thing on this channel. I'm gonna do more. I guess I'll make a video of repairing this thing while I review other cars. If you like it, I guess hit the like button. I really don't care if you subscribe or not. Just, you know, comment what I could do better, because this is my first time doing this stuff. So yeah, I really appreciate anybody who watched till now for watching, and so I'll see you guys in another video. Yeah, see y'all later.